Hello and welcome back to Test Drive Thursday. Today we are looking at this, the DAF XF. Now it's not just the standard SES version, it is an improved mod. Now straight off the bat, I mean just look at the detail back here on the tanks, all the connector points, even down to the lights. I really like the way they're slightly tinted, gives it quite an aggressive look. So let's start by heading over to the upgrade shop and taking a look at all of the customization that you can do. Okay then, so here we are inside the upgrade shop. So starting off with the cabins, as you can see there are huge amounts of cabin options available for this mod. Starting off with the smallest, the space. The space 2 removes all of the sort of fairing back here, so if you're taking a rigid sort of setup, that would be useful. And then you can put it back on in stages, as you can see here, removing all that. Perfect for the rigid chassis. Then you move up to the Space Cab Plus, which is basically a space plus this aero piece. There's no sort of internal extra headroom, as you can see. If you want that, you have to move up to the Super Space, which is a lot more headroom, as you can see in here. Again, with all the different options, we'll just go for the standard now. Onto the chassis, anything from a 4x2, we can add extra tanks, as you can see. It's a huge range. You can lower it, 6x2s, 6x4s, pretty standard range. Obviously you can extend the chassis if you want. I mean, just look at the size of that tank, it's massive. Onto the engines, there's only 3 to choose from. A 410 with 2000 Newton meters of torque, which is quite impressive for that power output. You got a 460 and then a 510 with 2500 Newton meters of torque. On the transmissions, you've got some 16 speeds in there, all with or without a retarder, 12 speed, 6 speed, so good little range in there. Some ZF, some Allison gearboxes. On the interior, you can sort of ignore the standard and the exclusive, because what you do on the interior is all changed in the accessories tab here. So basically all this tab is for is whether you want left or right hand drive. Obviously you can choose which sort of colour interior you want, but all of that can be changed later on. Paint jobs, that's all sort of standard stuff. You do have some made ones here by the Mod Author, which are pretty nice, but pretty much all your standard ones are in here, which is nice to see. And they actually work when you paint all the parts, which is quite rare. Usually that doesn't work as well. But yeah, we'll just go for a white for now. Let's just make that white. And onto the options. So starting off down here, you can change the the number plate holder. So you can go standard, and then this sort of black box around the edge, which I don't like. I'd rather have it how it is. This is the lower grill guard. I do like how you can not have the sort of grill guard but still have the light sort of pieces. It's kind of useful. They definitely get knocked off. But a good range of light bars, as you can see. You can paint them all, which I really like. Got that sort of lower strip, which is kind of nice. Again, all paint or chrome, whatever you want. It looks kind of weird paint, the Ranger, with these sort of lollipops, which you cannot see from the cab, so I don't know how useful they are. Up here you can change the grills. You can go for chrome, sort of a black, all with or without the sort of light options here. After that, you have got the bull bar. Again, you can change if you want light, if you actually want a light bar or just lights alone. You can paint the bull bars, which is so good. It just blends in much better than the chrome. Really do like it when mod authors do that. Moving up, you can change this little strip here. You can have it blending in with the bodywork. You can have a little bit of a sort of almost chrome piece there, or you can just have it plastic. Interestingly, the paint is the cheapest. So, yeah, it's kind of a bit odd. Up here, again, you can change the grill. You can have it to match the sort of lower grill, or you can have it completely different if you want. You can actually see a slight difference there. The stock light is slightly darker than the stock. Only slightly though. But yeah, a good little range there. You can move the number plate up here if you want. Maybe if you got like a big bull bar that you don't want to have down there. You can put it up here. You can paint the badges or just leave them chrome. Like a oversized load or whatever it means. Then you can paint the frame of the window. Interestingly, you can also spec the Euro 6 DAF mirrors on this generation. So as you can see here, we get in, these are quite a narrow frame. They don't block much visibility. Euro 6 are a little bit bigger. So it's all about which ones you prefer really. Moving up, you have got the front mirror, the sun visor, and then you can add some light boxes up here, which do light up. It's kind of hard to see, but they definitely do light up, so that's a nice little addition. You can also have a painted bar. Up here is where you can add light bars again. I do love how you can paint them. It's so good. You can also have it in sort of a darker colour, which is kind of hard to show you. Yeah, you can have it in black, which is nice, a nice little contrast. And you got all the rest of them as well. So good range. This is where you can paint the sort of hatch up here, or add a air conditioner. And then you got the beacons. Around here, you can paint the sort of wheel arch or mud guard, whatever they call it. You can paint the fuel tanks. Then you got the side protection. These are the mud flaps. Noticing the camera's been a bit unusual. Also had mud flaps here, which is I don't think I've ever seen that. Got some reflectors, and then you've just got all the light options back here, which is very nice. You can't customize these, which is a bit of a shame, but a good range of options there. Also got the mud guards back here as well. Very nice. The tread plates back here can also be customized, even with a spare tire. Look at that. Awesome. Also paint the what was that? Is that the air filter? Add a fire extinguisher or 2 fire extinguishers if you're really concerned about your DAF catching fire. And that's pretty much it for the exterior. You can also paint this part here to make it blend in or have it black. Now on the interior, I think is where this mod sort of shines really. So starting off with the wheel, there's loads of customization for this. I mean, I love all this stitching. It works really well. I love that one. The grey's really nice, very modern. It brings it up to date. Also have it in red and black works well. And you also got a few other designs. Very cool. Also have wood if you wish. But if we have a look over here at the back, these are the ravens. You can change the cover on the bed, which is all fairly standard. But what you usually can't do is change the mattress. You can in this. And you can have it to match all your wheel designs, your seat designs, your covers. You can change everything. You have the standard DAF one, which looks pretty nice. You have some kind of tablecloth. Yeah, that's a bit bright. But yeah, loads of different styles. That's probably a bit more neutral. That's a bit bright. Beige. Wow, that hurts my eyes. So, personally, I'll probably just go for that one. It's black. Now, this is where you can change the seat. Now, here you've got sort of a sporty seat with these side bolsters here and lower down. It's a very thin seat, so it gives you a little bit more room in the cabin. You can change the colour of that, as you can see. Really nice tan with the diamond stitching. Have it red, matching armrest. Same for this seat as well, which is kind of hard to show you. See it down here. You can also have the comfort seats, which again are a bit wider, a bit taller. Just obviously a lot more comfort oriented, and then you can get this style as well. Yeah, loads of different seat styles. It's pretty impressive. I'm not sure about the cream and brown. You've got some seat items on there. This is where you can change the sort of paneling on here. Again, to match whatever style you're going for. You can also mix and match. Further down is where you can change the carpets down here. All with a nice sort of pinstriping. That's a bit bold. Not sure about that. But yeah, loads of different designs to choose from. Down here we've done that. This is sort of the lower dash. Which, it also changes down here as well, that option. Again, you can change that to match the top of it. Or anything you want, really. You can paint that. I mean, just the detail goes on and on. You can change the upper part here, which also changes this part. Loads and loads of options. Just endless. You got the curtains. Some kind of calendar. Then you can change all of this. So overall, it's really, really impressive what you can do with this mod. Just the customization goes on and on. It's very, very good. You can be here pretty much all day just customizing. Lane departure warning system. Look at that. I'm not sure you'd be allowed to put them there. Who would do that? But yeah, very, very good. So now I'm going to do a time lapse of me building this truck to my spec. Okay, so here we are, all fully configured up. So I've gone for this sort of metallic blue, the chrome wheels, everything sort of high quality on the exterior. I really like this sort of light bar up here. Integrates seat indicators as well, as you can see, which is really cool when you put the hazards on as well. All lights up. But yeah, very nice on the exterior. And then on the interior, I've gone for this sort of tan leather with the stitching. I do think the stitching could have been a little bit better, really. I mean, when you can look at that corner up there, it looks a bit rubbish. And up here, I just wish it matched the colour of the leather rather than white. But other than that, it's really nice. I like the seats. I like how they've got diamond stitching. The black works really nice. All the black up here. Overall, I really do like it in here. As you probably saw in the time lapse, I almost went for the exterior colour on the interior. But overall, I just think the black works a little bit better. Plus, you do have the interior colour here and on the sun visor, so it's not too bad. If we go through the displays, I have to turn the truck on. You get those beeps. You got the fuel usage, fuel info, turbo pressure, speed, which is probably what I'd keep it on because that analog speedo is pretty rubbish. We have got temperatures and then back to the start, so let's put it on that. It could do with a bit of a improvement. The dash, it's a bit low quality. It's pretty much the standard SES one. You've got the wipers on there, indicators, retarder. I am using it manual, so when I change gears, obviously it won't be replicated with the switch down there, but overall it's pretty standard stuff in here, apart from it's just being a bit of a reskin over it. I don't like the sat nav, the sort of background they've put on it. It's really difficult to read with the yellow roads, so that's a bit annoying, especially from where it's placed. I mean, you sit like this, you have to keep glancing down at it. It's a bit annoying. But if we get going and go and get the trailer for today, it's only a 6 ton, so not too heavy. So this 510 engine should be completely fine. Currently got the 6-speed manual with the retarder. You go up the gears very quick. 4th gear already at 30 miles an hour. You can probably miss out 3rd. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, miss out 3rd. Probably best. So let's have a look at the exterior. Love that light bar. So good. Doesn't like to rev though, this engine. You can definitely tell it runs out of power past the past about 1500 RPM. If we just go now, just watch this. There's just not much left then. You have to change up pretty early. Right, so where's this trailer? Here it is. Fake Iveco vans. Here they are. Probably a realistic combo, this. Van transportation for this kind of truck. It is a bit more of a show truck really in this spec, which is what I do like about this mod. If you're looking to make a show truck, this is definitely a good place to look. There we go. Let's get going. So yeah, I do have to say, it really took me by surprise, the interior configuration on this, because I think it makes the mod. Overall, the exterior customization, it's not out of this world, but the interior, the amount of different options that you can select, I mean, you can make this completely different. You can go for more of like a classic spec, with sort of cream interior. You can go for a basic one. You can even put pink on the inside if you paint the exterior pink. Just the amount of detail that the mod authors put in is really, really good. You could spend hours in there perfecting your truck. But I do say you can go wrong pretty easily if you don't select some of the colours right. It can clash. I mean, like the red. I mean, you can put red on there, and that just wouldn't work with this tan interior. Doesn't feel like it's got a lot of power, this thing, though. I mean, we've only got a 6-ton trailer. It just feels like we're working the engine a little bit more than we perhaps should. I have just been driving the new Scania, mainly the S730. And jumping from that into this, you can definitely tell there's a good 10 years between them. Just the interior on this, even though it's sort of a nice design, it does seem a little bit dated now. But saying that, there are less buttons in here than the Scania, which I do prefer. I do think the new Scania has got a bit too many, a bit too many buttons on the inside. I do think it's worth going for the manual on this. All the autos in there are a bit slow to change, and it's a bit sort of annoying, really. So definitely go for a manual. You just have much better control. Whereas in the new Scania, the 6-speed gearbox in that is super quick to change, and it's really responsive. So I think it's worth going for the auto in that. But in this, just works a lot better with the manual. Plus it's a lot more involving, which is nice. But even though this engine does seem a little bit underpowered, it's really smooth. Look at that guy. Did you see that? Some kind of boy racer or something with neons underneath that you could see in the day. They must be really bright. Let's have a look at the fuel usage actually. Let's put it on cruise control. See how we do. It's not doing too bad actually. It should get down to about 50 overall. It's a very sort of enclosed cabin. You do feel like you're in a cockpit. The windows are quite narrow. The dash is quite high. Definitely sort of cocoons you a lot more than say in MAN. You feel very open in that truck, whereas this you feel quite low to the ground actually, even though it's quite a high truck. So it's quite a good driving position, and it's fairly easy to keep it in lane. What I like to do is line the sort of, you see that little bit of dash where it goes down between the sort of tan leather and the black. Like to line it up with that to help me keep in lane. So it's very easy in that sense. Right, we're turning off. Yeah, you can see how difficult it is to read that sat nav. You just cannot see which way you're going very easily. Right, down here. So smooth, this engine. It's quite quiet as well. Let's put the cruise control back on. In fact, we're turning off here. Let's just stop in this lane. I do like how you can see exactly what speed that you're doing. the cruise control there. It's very visible. It's easy to see when you got it on. You also go to that and just go straight to your speed info. So even though it's sort of basic, the data on there, it's very easy to read, even from a distance. It's going through a tunnel. So watch out for that guy. I like the mirrors also. I went with the Euro 6 style mirrors. They're very big and they're quite narrow as well. So they don't block too much, and you've got all that space in front to see past them. So there aren't too many blind spots in this around the mirrors. There are sort of down further around. I didn't go for the front mirror by mistake. I do like that. Look at this, Verona. Got some landmarks here. I think this is sort of the old Italy. You can definitely tell it's a sharp sort of contrasting quality. But what I do like about this part of the Italy, you do get some landmarks, whereas the others you don't. But overall, it's a very, very smooth truck to drive. The customization is great, especially on the interior. So if you're looking for a show truck to drive around Italy and getting a bit bored of that new Scania, which I'm sure you probably aren't, definitely take a look at this. It's a nice alternative. Bit of an older truck. It's nice to mix it up every so often. Give that new Scania a rest. And let's turn in here. Let's see what it's like to reverse. So on that short journey, we averaged 65 litres every 100 miles, which is really good. It's about what I'm doing in the new Scania, with the V8, I should say. With the 6-cylinder Scania, I'm doing around 45. It's kind of hard to see because of the bloom. Yeah, that bloom's horrible. Apparently it's taken that, but I just want to line it up a little bit better. There we go. And parts. $66 miles, 43 litres. So there we go. If you have enjoyed that, please do give me a like, subscribe for more, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.